Dear learners, myself Dr. Rita Chauhan. In this session, we will learn about details of our ancient Indian system of health and also learn about past and present healthcare system of India. India has a rich centuries-old heritage of medical and health sciences. Ancient Indian system of medicine is considered to be most holistic system both in its ideas and curative measures around the world. History of healthcare in India can be traced since Vedic times. Vedic times, which ranges from 1500 to 600 BCE, is also considered as a period of medical observation and theorization. This is the period when Aryans came to India and they brought their own god and medical knowledge to Indus culture. Chief sources of knowledge of Aryan culture and medicine are of four Vedas: Rig Veda, Som Veda, Yajur Veda, and Athar Veda. Amongst these four Vedas, Athar Veda contains details about early understanding of human body, its diseases and their cures. Diseases could be caused by dearrangement of phlegm, wind or bile due to seasonal changes, infections with germs or worms, or it can be due to contaminated or unwholesome food and could also be hereditary in nature. In Rig Veda, Somras is described as a ritual drink to protect from diseases. Drink is also mentioned in the chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita. Yajur Veda also mentions that birds should be free from diseases and everybody should have a healthy mind, which indicate physical and mental ingredients of positive health are of genuine concern of people in Vedic period. During this period, priests were considered as a medical practitioner. Post-Vedic period, which ranges from 500 BCE to 600 BCE, is the period when Ayurveda came into exist. Ayurveda is made up of two words, Ayu and Veda. Ayu means life and Veda means knowledge or science. Thus, Ayurveda in totality means science of life. It incorporates all aspects of life, whether physical, psychological, spiritual or social. Ayurveda practitioners are called Vaidya, means a person of profound knowledge. Classical texts of Ayurveda are explained in Charka Samhita and Sushruta Samhita. Charka Samhita describes on diagnosis and treatment of diseases. It was written by Charka, who was a court physician of King Kanishka, who practiced medicine Dhanvantri, the god of Indian medicine. They initiated many methods of healing and passed it to Sushruta, who was celebrated surgeon of his time and described surgical procedures in Sushruta Samhita. Sushruta is also called father of Indian surgery. Other classical texts of Ayurveda are Ashtang Hridaya, Sharangdhar Samhita, Madhav Nidan, Kashyap Samhita, Bhav Prakash, and Bhaisajya Ratnavali. Government of India in 1970 established Pharmaceutical Laboratory of Indian Medicine as an organization to monitor the quality of Ayurveda, Unani, and Siddha drugs and to lay down the standards of Ayurvedic medicines. In order to promote traditional Indian medicine system, Government of India created separate Department of Indian System of Medicine Homeopathy in 1995, which was renamed as Department of Ayush in 2003 with focused attention for development of education and research in Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy. Now, an exclusive Ministry of Ayush was formed in 9th November 2014 to ensure optimal development and propagation of Ayush system of healthcare. Now let us understand each one of these systems of medical system. As per Ayurveda, universe as well as human body are made of 5 basic elements collectively called as a Panch Mahabhuta. These are Akash, ether, Vayu, air, Agni, which is fire, Apa, water, and Prithvi, which is earth. The human body is made of doshas, which is called biohumus, dhatus, which is body matrix, and malas, which are excretable products. Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. These are 3 dosh, which are physiological entities of body which are responsible for carrying out all functions of body. Dhatus are structural entities of the body. Dhatus are Rasa, which is plasma, Rakta, blood vessel, Mamasa, muscular tissue, Medha, fatty tissue, Asthi, bony tissue, Maja, bone marrow, Shukra, which is hormonal and other secretions of genital. Agni, the metabolic fire, is in 13 different forms and carry out whole metabolism of the body. The waste products of the body which are excreted are produced in the body as byproduct of metabolism. These are known as malas, which includes purish, that is feces, sweda, which is sweat, and mutra, which is urine. All biotransformations within the body occurs through body channels, which are sites for action of Agni. As per Ayurveda, health is state of equilibrium of normal functions of doshas, dhatu, mal, and Agni with delighted body, mind, and soul. It means that when dosha, dhatu, mal, and Agni are constantly in state of functional equilibrium, then the health is maintained. Otherwise, distortion of equilibrium result into diseases. Erratic lifestyle is believed to be one of the basic cause behind the failure of mechanism of maintaining equilibrium. Treatment in Ayurveda can be either with the drugs or without drugs. An application of specific rules of diet, activity, and mental status as described disease-wise and bring back the state of equilibrium, that is health. There exist 8 divisions of Ayurvedic therapeutics, namely Kaya Chikitsa, internal medicine, Shalya, surgery, Shalkaya, ophthalmology, Kaumur Bhritya, which is pediatrics, gynecology, Agat Tantra, toxicology, Rasayana, Vajikaran, and Bhut Vidya. The principles of treatment are Shodhan, which is purificatory, Shaman, which is palliative and conservative, Nidan, Parivarjan, which is avoidance of causative factors of disease, and Pathya Vyavastha, which is do's and don'ts regarding diets lifestyle. Panchkarma is a therapeutic procedure which describes Shodhan therapy, which includes Vamana, medically induced emesis, Virechana, medically induced laxation, Vasti, which is medicated enema, Shirovichana, which is administration of medicines through nose, and Rakta motion, which is bloodletting. Now we come to second form of Indian medical system, that is yoga. Yoga is a physical, mental, and spiritual practice which originated in India several thousand years ago by great saints and sages. The science of yoga and its techniques now have been reoriented to suit modern sociological needs and lifestyle. Experts of various branches of medicine, including the modern medical sciences, are recognizing the role of these techniques in prevention and mitigation of disease and also in promotion of health. In order to spread the importance of yoga to the whole world, proposed 21st June to be declared as the International Day of Yoga. United Nations accept this date as the International Day of Yoga from 2015 onwards. There are 8 paths of yogas which are popularly known as Ashtanga Yoga for all around development of human beings. These 8 yogas are Yama, Niyam, Asana, Pranayams, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. These components advocate certain restraints and observance, physical discipline, breathing regulations, restraining the sense organs, contemplation, meditation, and samadhi. These steps are believed to have a potential for improvement of physical health by increasing circulation of oxygenated blood in body, refraining the sense organs, thereby inducing tranquility and serenity of mind. The practice of yoga prevents psychosomatic diseases and improve an individual's resistance and ability to endure stressful conditions. Now we come to naturopathy. Naturopathy is a system of man building in harmony with construction of principle of nature on physical, mental, moral and spiritual planes of living. It has health promotive, disease preventive, curative as well as restorative potential. According to Manifesto of British Naturopathic Association, naturopathy is a system of treatment which recognizes the existence of vital curative forces within the body. It therefore advocates aiding human system to remove the cause of disease, that is toxins, by expelling the unwanted and unused matter of human body for curing the disease. Modality of therapy in naturopathy can be diet therapy, fasting therapy, mud therapy, hydrotherapy, mesotherapy, acupuncture, acupressure, chromotherapy, air therapy and magnet therapy. Now we comes to Unani system of medicine. Unani system of medicine was introduced in India by Arabs and Persians sometimes around 11th century. During 13th and 17th century, Unani medicine flourished very much as Delhi Sultans provided patronage to the scholars of Unani system and even enrolled them as a state employees and court physician. This system faced setback during colonial period with introduction of allopathic medicines. Unani system of medicine saw beginning of revival during the freedom struggle. Hakim Ajmal Khan, a renowned physician and a freedom fighter, established Ayurvedic and Unani Tibia College and Hindustani Dawakhana, a pharmaceutical company for manufacturing of Ayurvedic and Unani medicine in Delhi in 1916. Today, India is one of the leading countries in practicing Unani medicine. It has largest number of Unani educational, research and healthcare institutions. Theory of Unani system is based on well-known humors of theory of Hippocrates, which advocates presence of 4 humors, that is blood, phlegm, yellow bile and black bile in the body. Human body is considered to be made up of following 7 components. These 7 components are Arkan, which is elements. Human body has 4 elements: air, earth, fire and water. Second one is Mizaj, which is called temperament. The interaction of 4 elements result in the temperament of a person. Azahat, humor, is the third component, which is moist and fluid part of body which are produced after transformation and metabolism of ailments. Aza is the organs of human body. Arwa is spirits. Spirit is a gaseous substance obtained from the inspired air. It helps in all metabolic activity of the body. Kuwa faculties include 3 powers: natural power, which is the power of metabolism and reproduction. Psychic powers refers to nervous and psychic power. And vital power is responsible for maintaining life and enables all the organs to accept the effect of psychic power. The last one is Afal, functions, movements and functions of all organs of the body. Therapeutics of Unani system considered each individual has got own basic structure, physique, makeup, self-defense mechanism, reaction to environmental health, likes and dislikes. Unani medicine has the following main type of treatment. The first one is regimental therapy, which is also called as a detoxification. Second one is dietotherapy, which regulates the quality and quantity of food. Pharmacotherapy, which is the use of naturally occurring drugs, which are mostly herbs and sometimes it can be animal or mineral origin also. The fourth type of treatment is surgery, which incorporates minor surgery in a body. Now we come to the next Indian medicine, which is Siddha system. Siddha system is one of the oldest system of medicine in India. The term Siddha means achievements, and Siddhas were saintly person who achieved results of medicine. Siddha literature is in Tamil and it practices mostly in Tamil speaking part of India and abroad. The principle and doctrines of this system, both fundamental as well as applied, has a close similarity with Ayurveda, with specialization is laparochemistry. According to this system, human body is replica of the universe, and so the food and drugs irrespective of their origin. As in Ayurveda, Siddha system also considered human body as combination of 3 humors, 7 basic tissue and waste product of body such as feces, urine and sweat. The food is considered to be basic building material of human body which get processed into humor, body tissues and waste product. The equilibrium of humors is considered as health, and its disturbance or imbalances lead to disease or sickness. Siddha system has developed a rich and unique treasure of drug knowledge in which use of metals and minerals are considered. Siddha system is effective in treating chronic cases of liver, skin disease especially psoriasis, rheumatic problems, anemia, prostate enlargement, bleeding piles and peptic ulcer. Siddha medicines which contains mercury, silver, arsenic, lead and sulfur have been found to be effective in treating infectious diseases including venereal diseases. Now we come to homeopathy. The word homeopathy is derived from 2 Greek words, homeo, which means similar, pathos means sufferings. Homeopathy simply means treating diseases with remedies and often prescribed in minute doses which are capable of producing symptoms similar to disease when taken in healthy people. It is based on natural law of healing, which means likes are cured by likes. It was given a scientific basis by Dr. Samuel in early 19th century. About 10% of Indian population solely depend on homeopathy for their healthcare needs and is considered as a second most popular medicine in the country. Homeopathic medicines have preventive medicine for a healthy or unaffected person as well as curative medicine for affected persons. Now we come to next Indian system, which is Soga Rigpa. Soga Rigpa is one of the oldest living and well documented medical tradition popular in world. The term Soga Rigpa is derived from Bhuti language, which means knowledge of healings. It is an ancient Indian medical system which has enriched in entire Trans-Himalayan region. At present, Soga Rigpa is more popular in Himalayan societies, especially in Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, mainly in Lahaul and Spiti, in West Bengal, Darjeeling area, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and other parts of India. It is also practiced in countries like Bhutan, Mongolia and Russia. The principal medical text of Soga Rigpa is in Sanskrit language, which was further translated into Bhuti language in around 8th to 12th century. The fundamental principle of Soga Rigpa is based on Panchan Mahabhuta, Tridosha, Sapt Dhatu, do's and don'ts, dietary guidelines, pulse examination, which are common in Soga Rigpa and Ayurveda. About 75% of Soga Rigpa texts are taken from one of the most famous classical texts of Ayurveda, Ashtanga Hridaya. Even many, more than 75% of medicines used in Ayurveda, including Triphala, Ashok, Ashwagandha, Guglu, Haridra, are frequently used Soga Rigpa system of medicine for treatment purpose. India believes in sharing knowledge and right to good health to all, but to protect these from illegal copyrights and safeguarding traditional remedies, India has embarked on traditional knowledge digital library. Digital format of documented traditional knowledge of Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Yoga is available in 5 international languages, which are English, German, French, Japanese and Spanish. Now we will learn about healthcare system. The earliest form of healthcare system was recorded in 6th century during Buddhism period. Lord Buddha formed Buddhist viras, which are called monasteries, in different places where medical education was given for treating sick, handicapped and poor people. King Ashoka during 273 to 232 BCE built hospitals and also promoted medicine based on Indian medical principles with combination of Unani and Ayurvedic systems. These medical principles were taught in universities of Takshila and Nalanda. Hospitals become an integrated part of church and monasteries. Medicine were treated as a religious practice and all missionaries like nuns and monks were trained to take care of the sick. Modern system of medicine, that is allopathic system, started in 16th century with arrival of European missionaries. British opened the first modern hospitals for the soldier in 1664 at Chennai. Another one for civilian population in 1688. Britishers also organized medical training with opening of first medical college at Calcutta in 1835, followed by a school in Mumbai in 1845 and another one in Chennai in 1850. Foundations of Indian Healthcare Systems report on Health Survey on Department Committee, commonly referred as a Bohrs Committee Report 1946, which ensure that access to primary care is independent of individual socioeconomic conditions, and this is the foundation for current health policy and systems. It has three major components: three-tiered healthcare system to provide preventive and curative healthcare in rural and urban area, health workers on government payrolls, and limited the need of private practitioners. However, lack of capacity of public health system to provide access to quality care resulted in simultaneous evolution of private healthcare system with a consistent and gradual expansion of private healthcare systems. Although the first National Population Program was announced in 1951, the first National Health Policy of India (NHP) got formulated in 1983 with the main focus on provision of primary healthcare to all through a network of primary healthcare services using health volunteers and simple technologies, establishing referral systems and an integrated system of specialty facilities. National Health Policy of 2002 further built on National Health Policy of 1983 with an objective of provision of health services to general public through decentralization approach, use of private sector and increasing public expenditure on overall healthcare. It is also emphasized on increasing the use of non-allopathic form of medicines such as Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and a need for strengthening decision-making process at decentralized state level. In India, healthcare system is divided into three parts: primary level, secondary level and tertiary level. Since India is a democratic country and a federal also, so it has a central as well as a state government. The primary level is governed by the central government, which is also called union government, and secondary level and tertiary levels are governed by the state governments. At central level, it is directly, the primary level is controlled by the sub-centers and primary health centers, while at state government, they form community health centers and hospital and medical colleges. National Rural Health Management in 2005 was a watershed for health sector in India, with a core focus to reduce maternal and child mortality. It aimed to increase public expenditure on healthcare, decrease inequality, centralization, community participation, operationalization of healthcare facility based on IPHS norm. It was also articulation of commitment of government to raise public spending on health from 0.1 to 3% of GDP. More recently, National Health Policy of 2017 seeks to reach everyone in a comprehensive, integrated way to move towards wellness. The objective of 2017 National Health Policy is to achieve the highest possible level of good health and well-being through a preventive and promotive healthcare with orientation in all development policies, and to achieve universal access to good quality healthcare services without anyone to face financial hardship as a consequence. Ayushman Bharat program, this is a flagship program which is launched under the National Health Policy, and it is the India's road to the universal healthcare to ensure universal, accessible, equitable and affordable healthcare to all. The true pillars of this scheme are Ayushman Bharat and Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Ayushman Bharat has a provision to create health and wellness centers for providing comprehensive primary healthcare services universally, while The Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana is to provide financial protection for secondary and tertiary care to about 40% of India's households. Under this scheme, there is a provision to create 1,50,000 health and wellness centers by transforming primary healthcare and secondary healthcare to provide comprehensive primary healthcare. Health and Wellness Center will enable a focus on expanded range of primary healthcare services, including access to medicines and diagnostic, and will be delivered close to community. Till date, as per annual report of 2019 and 20, 27,351 health and wellness care have been already operationalized. In present pandemic situation, we have come across COVID-19 like situation which is unique in itself. Indian medicine system in building immunity have given a new path towards it. Ayurvedic system of healthcare takes holistic approach towards disease management and preservation of health, in which maintaining optimum health and immune status. Ministry of Ayush has set up an interdisciplinary committee for integration of Ayurveda and yoga intervention in National Clinical Management Protocol for COVID-19. The medicines selected in protocol are not preventive or curative, but have immunomodulatory effect. That is, they tend to strengthen the immunity of a person in a natural way. These are some of the Ayurvedic protocols to build the immunity, which is well established in the website of Ministry of Ayush. In this session, we have learned about the ancient Indian system of medicine as well as the healthcare system of India, and also learned about the various flagship programs of present day. With this, I wish you all may be happy and may all be free from illness. Thank you.